Hi, my name's Chris Curry. I'm a client manager here at Peak Sales Recruiting, and I'm excited today to work on part 3 of our virtual hiring series presented by Peak Sales Recruiting. So today's topic that I'm very excited to discuss with you really focuses on a critical part of our hiring process, and that's the onboarding. So I'm going to essentially work with you here today and share some great insights on how to assemble a great onboarding, especially a virtual onboarding during this time plan. So let's jump right into my tips on how to assemble an effective virtual onboarding plan. You need to evaluate the current onboarding plan that's in place. What a great time for reflection and evaluation of what you currently have in place. So we really need to understand the objective of it. So, what is the objective of the onboarding? What are you trying to do? Are we really focused on, sharing information about your organization? Is it, really helping, branch some of the product knowledge to this new hire? Are we looking to share some of the company culture and really impose some of those things on the individual during this onboarding period? Is it industry insights? Are we looking to, really, empower this person with some industry perspectives that, may be new for this person? Or is it all the above? Ideally, the value of identifying the objective will really help you, maximize this process. And the second part of this first tip is, once you've identified the objective, we really need to figure out the sequence. And the sequence is really going to be able to figure out, how we're going to layer these in to be the most effective training possible. Now that you know what the purpose is and what the objective is, let's talk about how to make it virtual. So here's tip number 2. Identify the right tools that will make it virtual. And this is key. So the first one is, we may be able to just utilize maybe a video presentation platform, a virtual, Zoom or GoToMeeting, no free ads. But anyways, it could also be a module-based learning, a training integration platform that's out there. I really encourage, doing your homework to identify, what's going to work for your organization in terms of how to make the training virtual. After we've identified the right virtual tools to leverage during this virtual onboarding, another key important thing to remember that I'm going to include in this tip too is the differentiation of learning styles of everybody. We really want to remember the same way we would face-to-face is that, people learn differently. Learning styles are certainly, quite different among folks. And the idea is to, as a teacher or as a coach, is to adapt to that. So if somebody's a visual learner, we really gotta lean on to that. You may actually find somebody who's a kinesthetic learner. Really, the key here is even in a virtual domain, we really need to focus in on learning styles and really adapt our teaching style to that. Here's tip 3, and it's one of the most critical. It's execution. So now that we have our plan in place, we have the tools in place, next becomes the execution. How are we going to integrate this individual into the company culture? Well, this is where the execution comes in. A nice thing to put in place is having some assessments or some tasks, assigning extra little things for this individual to do during this period to encourage them and to really try and maintain their engagement. Bridging this person to key players within the organization, giving them a chance to have open dialogue, meeting department heads maybe through an interesting type of engagement, a lunch and learn, even a video call, something of that nature. We really want to focus on inclusivity here. And the final one that I like to use, this will work, in a virtual setting, as well as, as soon as we get back going here, is the buddy system. So I really encourage trying to create a mentorship internally. So maybe a buddy system where you have one of your, existing people, really work to support this individual. So, timely check-ins, or, maybe a chat, via some sort of a portal, G-Chat or something, no free ads. But anyways, the buddy system would be great to really help encourage, again, the inclusivity, the ramping up. Oftentimes this onboarding process is dreaded by the employees, so it's nice to feel that you're part of the team as quickly as possible. Assembling an effective virtual onboarding plan really comes down to the last three things we've reviewed. It's really, reflecting on the plan that's in place. It's, making sure we have the right tools in place. It's executing. And then finally, the last tip, and this leads us into tip 4, is really focusing on feedback. So after everything is said and done, we really want to collect anonymous feedback for the purpose of implementing change. We have every intention to try and optimize this virtual onboarding process. And by speaking to and working directly with new hires, after the process and getting their feedback, we're really going to be able to enhance the offering. So again, the value here is that new hires are the least integrated in the company. So what they're going to do is they're going to be able to provide fresh ideas. So this feedback is really going to be focused around assessing the impact of the training. So what we're really going to want to do is we're going to want to ask questions around, what are you most confident about? What are you most nervous about? Or what did you sort of want to understand more? The idea here is we want to highlight, the shortcomings and the successes of this virtual training and onboarding plan, so that we may continue to optimize it and enhance it for future hires. As we're getting towards the end of Series 3 that focuses on implementing an excellent virtual onboarding plan, I'm looking ahead, and Series 4 focuses on retaining remote talent. And I'm very excited for you to join me in that series.